In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's been a while since we have looked at this on the channel, and there have been some developments. The Bitcoin dominance has been increasing, meaning Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins. So let's dive into the chart and see what it can tell us about the crypto market moving forward. By the way, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Click that subscribe button down below. Click that notification bell so you get future updates. If you want to get on my email list so I can send you an email every time I upload a new video, the first link in the description down below. Sign up for my crypto masterclass. You get on my email list, and that way I can notify you. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join our free public Telegram. The links are in the description down below. Alright, so it's been a while since I made an update about this, couple weeks actually. And you can see the Bitcoin dominance is now back at 46%. So basically what we have here is for the last year, we've been trading in the sideways range between 40% on the low side and pretty much 47% on the top side where the resistance is. And for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin dominance basically means the percentage of the Bitcoin market cap versus all the other altcoins combined. So the higher the Bitcoin dominance, the more it means that Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins, and the lower the dominance means basically the more that altcoins outperform. So the reason why this is important is because during different phases of the market cycles, there is a definite advantage to either being more heavy weighted in Bitcoin or completely allocated to Bitcoin versus altcoins, and the other way around. Basically, when the Bitcoin dominance is trending to the upside, like we saw over here, this actually coincides with the entire 2018 bear market. So this proves in history anyways, that in the previous bear market, you would have been better off converting all your altcoins into Bitcoin, holding only Bitcoin, and then once that peaked out, started allocating that Bitcoin into altcoins, where when the bull run came back, you can see over here, this was during 2020, and really when it started selling off here, the dominance, that is when you want it to be in altcoins, because relative to Bitcoin, they outperform Bitcoin in a percentage gain wise. So it is important to keep an eye on this chart for those reasons, when it is good to be in altcoins and when it is good to be in Bitcoin. Now, this is a weekly chart, and as usual on my charts, I have the 50-week moving average, the 50, and the 200 here in red. And you can see what happens is that, again, just like with Bitcoin, like with altcoins, crosses of the 50-week moving average tend to indicate longer-term bullish and bearish trends. So you can see over here, this was when the Bitcoin dominance crossed above the 50-week moving average, and that trend continued for many months, where Bitcoin gained dominance relative to alts. Then when it crossed below it, we had the spike here, but in general, it stayed below this for many months. And now, basically earlier this month, we had the cross, or the movement of the price action of the Bitcoin dominance cross back above the 50-week moving average. And based on the fact that this is such a slow kind of indicator that doesn't happen very often, we could be looking at sustained Bitcoin dominance for many months to come now. So that would indicate, based on history, that you would be better off being in a Bitcoin heavy portfolio rather than an altcoin heavy portfolio, which of course makes sense because it happened in the 2018 bearish trend that proved that very fact. And now we've been in a bearish trend since November. So if that bearish trend continues, then again, a Bitcoin heavy portfolio versus altcoins is likely going to perform better in percentage terms. And of course, this isn't a guaranteed thing. So please don't take this as a golden rule, okay? Things change all the time. We may not see this play out again, but based last time, what happened, we're basically looking at potentially Bitcoin again being the strong coin that holds most of its value and appreciates more. A thing to realize also is that even though Bitcoin was the dominant coin throughout the bear market, even though it did drop more than 80% from the all-time high all the way down to the low in the bear market, it was also one of the coins, or basically the coin, that recovered the fastest. Now, there were a couple of altcoins that were exceptions that absolutely outperformed Bitcoin. For example, Land or Aave in the last bear market. You would have been better holding that. But, out of thousands of coins, how do you get lucky enough to choose that altcoin that is going to do that? Plus, are you really going to put your whole portfolio into some random altcoin that may or may not survive versus putting into Bitcoin? The answer is most likely no. So during a bear market, Bitcoin tends to hold most of the value. It tends to depreciate less or fall less in value. And on top of that, it also tends to recover quicker than altcoins. So maybe that is going to repeat once again, where Bitcoin now proves to be a better store of value compared to many alts. I mean, it's already proven right now that yes, Bitcoin is down a little bit more than 50% from the all-time highs, but look at most altcoins that are down 80%, 90%, even more than 90%. So once again, so far, this relationship or this kind of fact holds true that in bear markets, Bitcoin once again loses less value. And now we have yet to see, is Bitcoin once again going to be the first to recover once we get the money flowing back in, or once we get a new bull market? And my guess is absolutely yes. The money is first going to flow into Bitcoin and then eventually flow over into altcoins, because this is basically how the crypto markets work too. Bitcoin is the oldest cryptocurrency. It has the most amount of trust, the most amount of track record, and there's basically most confidence in that Bitcoin is still going to be here in 5 years from now and 10 years from now, that it is not going to disappear, that it is not going to get hacked or anything like that. Whereas a lot of these altcoins, as the bear market continues, more and more drama starts to come out, where we really see the true colors of what some of these altcoin projects really are, what some of these founders really are, and that trust just disappears and people sell their alts back into Bitcoin for kind of that safe haven value within the crypto space. So you can see I have this little red box over here where this marked resistance the last couple of times where I had these wicks into it, and now we're just approaching that zone. So we can keep an eye on this. Is it going to reject down here and going to sell off, which I think is unlikely, but let's keep an eye on it? Or is it, what I think is going to be more likely, going to break above this resistance, flip it into support, and then continue higher, most likely to the 200-week moving average for the Bitcoin dominance, which is also, you can see kind of this horizontal support where we had this section over here, this section resistance over here. So if we break through this and we flip this to support, I think the Bitcoin dominance might head up to around 55 to 57%, which means that would be either, it can be one of two things. So keep in mind the Bitcoin dominance is not a directional thing. So it could mean that the whole market crashes and all the altcoins crash a lot more than Bitcoin, in which case you'd still be better off holding Bitcoin than altcoins. Or it might mean that the market recovers and Bitcoin pumps a lot more while altcoins kind of remain stagnant, which again would mean that it would be better off being in Bitcoin rather than in altcoins. So keep an eye on this chart. That is all I wanted to share with you, and we'll revisit this chart in a couple of weeks once again on the channel to see how it has developed. If you found this helpful, please smash the like button, leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Get on my email list. First link in the description down below. You also get my completely free, brand new cryptocurrency masterclass. I have just put the finishing touches on it, so that is available too. First link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome weekend, and I will see you in the next video.